Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey guys, I hope you can hear me okay. Happy Wednesday! I'm so happy to be on here with you guys. I hope that things are good with you guys. I see Mortimer and Lizzie already. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. It has been a kind of cuckoo crazy week for me so far. Just one of those like busy weeks, you know. Hey, Rebecca's here too. Hey, sweetie. Where it just seems like I haven't had a chance to catch my breath. Do you guys ever have weeks like that where it's just like all of a sudden you have no time? I'm just going to share this to my Sydnee page real quick, and then I'm going to come back here. So if it looks like I'm looking other places, it's because I am. So yes, hi Lizzie. It's just been like one of those weeks. I went Monday and very happily had the follow up to my orthopedic appointment. So my doctor said that things are looking good with my former injury that I've been working on getting better. So that's good news. Hey, Kyler, thanks for joining us. Yep, Mortimer says, we feel you. Things have been nuts. I kind of feel like it's just something in the universe. Like something is just off this week. But yeah, so it was kind of good to like, it felt great to tell the doctor when he's like, I can renew your prescription, and to be like, I haven't even used it all. Like I've been feeling good. So very grateful for that. Hey, Luna, you're here too. Awesome. Rebecca's feeling the same way too. And we love you too, Luna. Thank you for hopping on here. So yeah, it was funny because I was telling him, that I've been working out again, and because he asked how the injections were, he's like, did they help at all? I'm like, they were a miracle, man. Like they really changed my life. I wasn't sleeping for months. Now I can sleep most of the time. So, like it was really good to have a good report to tell my doctor. And he's like, well, the workouts you're doing are good. He's like, I just don't want you doing anything high impact, no running. I said, dude, if I'm running, you better start running too. That means there's a murderer chasing me. I will never. And I have so much respect for people who run. My younger brother runs. He is fantastic. He looks amazing. It's his jam, not my jam. If I'm running, you better start running too, because somebody's about to kill us both. Like, I was like, no problem. No problem at all, sir. I will not be running. So, hey, Keith. Thanks for hopping on. Awesome. Oh, Kyler, I'm so sorry that today sucked, sweetie. Let us know how your hands are doing, too. Oh, and I'm glad that Lizzie and Mortimer were there for you. That is awesome. And yes, everybody, please send love to Luna Projects. She lost her grandmother yesterday. So sending you so much love, sweetie. We're here for you, for sure. Yes, incline walk. So I work out at home. So I know you go to the gym, Keith. I see your posts. I'm cheering you on. You are killing it, and I'm super proud of you. But my workout stuff is in my basement. So I have the spin bike. I have weights. I have bands. I have a wall track. I have a core ball. I have a step. I have pretty much, if it came out with a Beachbody workout, I have it. I have like the indoor jump rope things that just have like the little weights on the end, so you're not actually swinging a rope and taking the ceiling lights out. It gives you the same momentum, but without the. I have a 25-pound sandbag from 22-minute hardcore workout, which was like a military-based workout that gave me so much respect for our military people. I already had it, but when I tried to do some boot camp type stuff, yeah, that's the kind of stuff my doctor would not want me doing right now. But I completely love seeing your posts, Keith, about doing the incline walking. And because it does absolutely make a difference. And He told me I can ride the bike, just don't lean. So, so that's good. Today I did weights and I did core, so that felt pretty awesome. Um, but it feels good to get back into it because Sunday was Mother's Day. So if you celebrate, happy Mother's Day to anybody watching that celebrates. Um, and I woke up and I got into my workout clothes and I'm like, I'm going to do yoga. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really feel like it. I don't feel like it, Mr. Krabs. So I decided, since it was Mother's Day, that I would just rather sit out on the deck because it was absolutely gorgeous out and write in my journal. That's what I needed to do Sunday. I needed the mental, to take care of my mental health that day. So that was Sunday. Monday, I was going to get up early and work out before I went to the doctor's. Didn't do that. So, and then yesterday, um, my husband's friend's mother passed away, so we went to the funeral yesterday. Um, so that was, I'm not making excuses because when I was coaching, and I absolutely believe this, you will make the time. I just didn't freaking feel like it. And as I'm getting older, I need to get back into that mindset because I feel so much better when I work out. But sometimes, man, I'm just beat. So, anybody that is showing up every day, you're killing it. That is awesome. Seeing all your comments, looking out for each other. I love this community. I love how much everyone knows they can lean on each other. Um, that's what it's all about. We're all here for each other, and that's the biggest thing is that everybody knows how much we all love each other. I want to see what Kyler said. I'm glad your hands are much better. um, oh no, oh no, I'm glad you were able to kill the virus. So if you're listening, because sometimes I forget that people aren't watching, that they're listening later on like Spotify and stuff. It says Kyler was going through a school email and clicked on something and it was a virus and it took 4 hours to kill it. I hate that people do that. Like, what is the point, honestly, other than ruining people's days? Like, and I'm asking this honestly because I'm always willing to learn something new. Is there something that they're benefiting from? Like, they don't get some sort of financial kickback for giving you a like internet cootie, right? Like, it doesn't. I mean, I know some of them can get into like your credit card information and stuff like that, but most of the times that's happened to me, it just sends emails out to people that are like annoying, not asking anything, not linking to anything. Um, so that's a legitimate question. Like, does it get into your computer and report back? Like, I'm just trying to figure out the point behind it other than just being an asshole because I honestly don't know. Um, hey, Cody. Yeah, some people just get their jollies causing trouble. That's true. And Cody says, sorry, I'm late. I was working on a mini painting. Wait till you all see it. I got to see a little sneak peek. It's awesome. Cody is very, very talented. Um, let's see. Yeah, and Luna says, I don't know, but tired of texts and emails. That's the other thing. Now they text you and it's just like, hello, you know, or like, sorry, I'm running late, like stuff that makes you think it might be somebody that you know. So usually I just report junk. Not that I think that does anything, but the delete and report junk option on the phone. The other thing is there was somebody that was trying to like mess with me. So I don't know if Sosa Varian's on here tonight. Let me see. I got. Da, 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 da. Okay. Same name, different person in my messenger. But Sosa Varian's been answering the phone when he knows it's a telemarketer and specifically like people doing roofing and stuff like that, and just keeps them on the phone as long as humanly possible to waste their time. And like he actually has videos of him singing songs to them and stuff. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Okay, so Kyler says they could have gotten into my computer and taken everything. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, how Is it just like the link, if you click it, does it give them permission to like root around in your computer? That's what I'm trying to understand, because I honestly, I'm old, I don't know how it works. I know it's bad, but I'm not sure entirely how it works. So, hey, cuz, everybody say hi to Angela. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it tonight. We're talking about how some asshole tried to take advantage of our friend Kyler, and that's horrible. But yeah, and also how this week just everyone seems to be going through it. So hopefully the pendulum is moving, it's going to swing back, because I do believe that. And I'm terrible at pimping out my own book. I didn't even introduce myself at the beginning of the podcast. Guys, I am telling you, it has been a week. So 10 minutes in, hey, I'm Sydnee. I'm your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self, which you can get at learnedingogo.com. That's learnedingogo.com. Yeah, so I'm hoping that anybody who is going through it, the pendulum swings back, because like I said, I talk about that in my book. Everything's temporary. So if you're going through a bad time, you can take comfort in knowing that it will be done soon. If you're going through a good time, you can feel blessed that you're having that good time. Yeah, see now, Angela too. Yesterday was crap. Today, not so bad. It's this week, man. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure that last week I told you guys about Muffy at the vet. So I made a card apologizing to the vet because that's how bad my dog was. So this past week, Monday, when I went to my doctor's appointment, Dave took Muffy to the vet for her follow-up, because they still needed to draw blood and they were supposed to clip her nails too. So they gave us gabapentin to give to her beforehand to calm her down. Now, gabapentin is what I take for my pinched nerve issue. And when I got my prescription, it said the first week take 1, the second week take 2, the third week take 3, and continue to do that. Well, I had 1 refill, and then I didn't have any refills anymore. So I'm like, I'm going to go from 3 to 2 to 1, because if I don't get any more, I don't want to go from 3 to none. So I'm looking at Muffy's gabapentin, and she needed to take 2, and hers are 200 milligrams. And I looked at mine, and mine are 100 milligrams. I'm like, how the hell is my 60-pound dog taking more of this medication than I am? So, hey, you made it. You absolutely did, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you. So she takes her meds, and I don't think they had enough time to kick in, because she was better. She was calm enough to pee everywhere. They got her blood, but they couldn't clip her nails. But Dave said he walked into the vet, and the card that I made for the vet was hanging up like right when you walk in there, so everybody could see Muffy's apology, which I thought was cute. So yeah, it's just been like, a different thing. But they said next time to give her 3. Yeah, so she'll get 600 milligrams. Okay, their body processes it differently. That's fine, because I was wondering, I'm like, how is she taking all this? Because like 3 knocks me out. Yep, and Lizzie says some medications will give different effects depending on the dosage per body weight. Yep. So, but I just thought it was funny, because I'm like, dang, man, like, okay, see, now that's what I was thinking. Usually you dose the night before and then 2 hours before, because I was thinking like way before, because I know how it affects me. I know how long it makes me tired. So I'm like, we should give it to her, I don't think it's going to kick in a half an hour. And then like the rest of the day, she was dopey McDoped out like space case. So it was pretty funny to like see her like, and then the next day she was fine. But yeah, you guys are all saying about how it metabolizes it differently. Let's see. Okay, Lucy takes 900 milligrams a day. That's what I was thinking, because my other doctor was like, you need to get off of it because you get addicted to it. And I was thinking, I'm not taking that much. Like, because I've seen people taking like thousands of milligrams of it. So I was like, I don't think I'm really taking that much because, like, I was taking 100 most of the time, which isn't that much. Um, okay, Angela says we have to gabapentin Amelia before her visits too. She gets 100 milligrams and she's 18 pounds. She's a kitty cat. Muffy's a chocolate lab. So just so you guys know the players that we're talking about, um, Mortimer takes the devil's lettuce. That is awesome. And yes, I agree 100%. It's the wonder drug. I take it before I go to bed. I have wonderfully crazy dreams, but I sleep. And then I wake up and I'm able to like go through my day because I was able to sleep. So, um, let's see, 18 pounds of rage. That's funny. Does it make you high? If that's directed at me and gabapentin, no, but that might be directed at Mortimer. I'm not sure who you were asking, Luna. No, it makes me sleepy, but it takes the pain away because it's a steroid, I believe. So it takes the inflammation away so that it's like not as um and yes, exactly. Sleep is everything. You are correct because I remember being young. I'm gonna take out my cane and tell the kids to get off my lawn as I tell this tale, but like when I was in my 20s and working until 3 a.m., I'd go to sleep at 5 or 6 in the morning, get up a couple hours later, go through my day, work all that, like, and it was fine. Um, but now, like, now it's kind of frustrating because I feel like I'm always tired, whether I get 3 hours of sleep or whether I get 8 hours of sleep. I'm always dragging ass. And this was before the gabapentin, so I can't blame it on that. But I think it's depression, honestly. Like, I think that makes you tired all the time because it's like it doesn't seem to matter. Like, caffeine levels don't, like, caffeine does nothing anymore. And it's not that I'm feeling sad, like sometimes I am, but most of the time it's just tired, like I just have trouble focusing. So, um, sorry, I got to pop up here. So, okay. Yeah, I thought it was directed at me, Luna, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to jump on the question. And Mortimer, okay, you get 4 hours of sleep, maybe 5 tops. See, I would not be able to function. But then I think about it and it's like, I'll sleep for 3 hours, but then I lay there awake for a couple hours and then I'm back to sleep again. Um, so that sucks too, because even with taking the steroid, like I can sleep better, but Dave gets up 2 a.m. most of the time to go into work, and then the dogs want to go see daddy, and then they get back in bed with me. So that wakes me up, and then it takes me a while to settle back in, mostly because I have dogs up my butt. But I would rather that than it, like they're going to sleep with me, and I would not want it any other way. Um, but it definitely has helped with the pain management. So let's see. You guys are awesome in the comments. Let's see. So, yeah, perimenopause will absolutely, like, it is. My best friend and I call it the hippo riding the dump truck because that's what it feels like you got hit with. Like, we call it the goddamn hippo. And pretty much at this stage of my life, I'm blaming everything on perimenopause. I can stub my toe, and it's perimenopause's fault because it is just come in and just like, if my world was a bowl full of eggs, perimenopause is a freaking beater. It's just, like everything. So learning to navigate through that has been interesting as well. Because I like when my family talks to me. So I don't want to be a complete psycho case all the time. Let's see here. Angela says, I have to go to bed by 9 to get up for work at 5 any later and I can't wake up. See, and that's I do that sometimes, but it's like I'll go to bed at 10 and be like, all right, I'll get up at 6. And when those days happen is when I wake up and I'm like awake from like 2 to 4. And then I'm like, well, now I'm not getting up at friggin' 6. Like, it just wrecks my whole plan. Um, so I'm glad that you could sleep through because that's awesome. And Mortimer says he can't turn off his brain. That gets me too. I will like have a panic attack in the middle of the night. And like this isn't nightly, but I'll wake up and then it's like all of a sudden it's like those old toys that used to wind up, like the cars that would wind up and you put them down, excuse me, and they race. That's my brain. It's like, and then I can't shut it off. And it's so annoying. Hey, Dallas is here. I'm so excited. So many people are hopping on tonight. Thank you. Uh, yeah, Luna's got sleep issues from several different things. I'm so sorry. And Angela's agreeing. We are all like in this perimenopause boat of hell. It's just like, and it's honestly, it's the Gen X generation has like brought it to life like a lot more, I think, because I know I never heard people talk about perimenopause until now, and it's not like it didn't happen until now, but it's like, especially like my parents' generation, they didn't discuss such things, a lot of them. Um, so it's been kind of like now it seems like it's everywhere, but also, your news feed picks up what you're talking about and it's like, but I feel like our generation is like, we're not going to put up with it. You know what I mean? Um, Dallas says he can't hear me, but I'm assuming the rest of y'all can, right? You're answering what I'm talking about. Yeah, and Lucy says we're allowed to talk about it. Exactly. And that's like Gen Xers are just like, screw you, we're going to talk about it. We're going to fix it. We're going to find a way to deal with it. And we're just like a village of people that, are going to find our way through this together with our pitchforks and our flames and our torches. And we're going to go storm the castle and say, screw y'all, because hormones are a bitch, man. Let's see here. Oh, Luna says can't stop the brain too. Absolutely. Uh, Cody says Rebecca just played a reel that said my body isn't a temple, it's a torture machine, and I'm dying. That's funny. Let's see here. Lots of highs. I love that you guys all interact together. That is so awesome. That makes me so happy. Thank you guys for saying that you can hear me. Awesome. Yes, Riot, Angry Mob. You got it, Kyler. You know what's up. Mortimer says Gen X all the way here. Absolutely. And I agree with you, Lizzie. People not talking about stuff didn't help anything. So we overshare. Someone might learn from it. Absolutely. If you guys, you all follow me on social media, I am an oversharer. There's, it's like something funny happens at the supermarket. I'm telling y'all about it. Like if I have some sort of epiphany, I'm sharing it. Like to me, that's how we make everyone's lives better. Because some people are like, well, if I share it, then they're going to take it from me. No, take it. That's why I'm sharing it. Because you know what? I have an abundance mindset and I know that there's enough to go around. So I want everyone to be able to learn, to be able to, like have a better life, live a happier life. Because I would rather share this planet with a bunch of happy people than a bunch of assholes. So it's really that simple. We share because it makes us all have a happier space to live in. And that's the bottom line, Let's see. Da, 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 da. Remember the song line, Eat the Rich. I remember the Aerosmith song. Your attitude might taste like shit, but it goes real good with wine. I haven't listened to that album in a long time. Let's see. And Kyler says he is a very Very different person 4 years ago. I think a lot of us were. Yep, and I agree with Mortimer. It's called growth, my brother. That's all that any of us can do is keep growing, keep trying to improve, like in whatever areas of your life interest you in, um, you know, getting better at, whether it's learning a new skill, whether it's educating yourself about serial killers. Luna just joined the Northeast Serial Killer page on Facebook. Um, it doesn't, whether you want to learn how to be a better cook or you want to write a book or, it could be anything. It could be underwater basket weaving. It's whatever is going to make you feel fulfilled, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, as long as everyone involved is, it's age and species appropriate and everyone has consent. Go for it. Like go for it, enjoy it, learn, grow, be better. And you know what you do when you climb up that ladder? You reach down and you help the person that's behind you, because that's just going to make everything better for everyone. So let's see. Yep. Kyler says growth is necessary and I'm glad I did. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you, because sometimes growth can hurt, but it's so much better when you get through it. It's awesome. Yes, Dallas HorrorCon is this weekend in Atlantic City. I think it's at the Showboat, right? I'm pretty sure. I accidentally was there last year. I was down in Atlantic City to see the band live, which is really Ed Kowalczyk and three other guys now. Still very good, very entertaining. But I went with a few other people, and we got there. It was my brother and my sister-in-law and my niece and another friend, and we're walking in, and I'm like, it's really busy here, because Live was playing at Oceans, and we were staying at the Showboat, and we're walking around, and I'm like, what's going on? Because we were in the elevator with the girl in like a cheerleader outfit that had like red lines all over, and like a dude in like an oversized sweater and all, and it wasn't clicking, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, there goes Freddy Krueger. Like, wait, it wasn't Robert Englund. I would have shat myself. But it was someone dressed up, like Freddy Krueger, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, and there's Pennywise, and I'm like, oh, it's HorrorCon, okay. Like, we didn't realize it was going on, so it was kind of like I needed to get over what I was seeing and put it in context. And I'm like, oh, I wish I knew. So let's see here. Okay, it is at the Showboat. I'll be there signing for the upcoming movie Hunt, Chase, Kill. That is so awesome. So if you're listening to this and you are in the Atlantic City, New Jersey area, like, which could be anywhere within, start walking now. If you're in Nebraska, you'll make it there. Yeah, this weekend, HorrorCon, they're not paying me to advertise. They don't care that I'm saying it. Go there and absolutely support everybody that's there. It looked like a lot of fun last year. I was like kind of like scoping out the bar because Dave and Rachel from Skid Row were there, and I wanted to run into them in the hallway, but I didn't get to. Trying to think who else was there. Was Jenna Jameson there last year? I feel like she might have been. I love her in Zombie Strippers. Hysterical. Love that movie. Yeah, let's see what I'm missing here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so my cousin. I wish I could find the letters we wrote way back in the day. I know there was plenty of oversharing. 100%. I don't remember anything in particular along the oversharing lines. I just remember you sent me, it was a little piece of music that you wrote for the clarinet, because we both played the clarinet. And I thought it was really cool that we could both play the same thing, living so far away. So that's the one thing I remember from our letters. And it's like a random memory. Let's see. Cody says, mosh pits were different a few years ago. Now my spine says you're an idiot. Absolutely true. There's so many things that I used to be able to do that now are painful, like getting up off the floor, like, but I would not get in a mosh pit anymore for anything just because I know I would not get out and be able to walk correctly. Let's see. Yeah. And Kyler's agreeing with you. Let's see. Angela says there was one at the hotel I stopped off at on my way to your wedding. A Hark? That's right. That's right. I remember the pictures. Yes. That is awesome. And Cody's still going anyway. That's so funny. Sometimes you just got to go all in. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't remember the last mosh pit I was in. It's been many, many, many years. So, yeah, I'll have to think on that. And I'm going to try and find those letters, Angela, because that would be a fun show and tell. And I would absolutely put it past you before I overshared our past on here. But that was back in the day, man. No internet and long distance phone calls cost a whole lot of money. So we used to write letters. And I still have a ton. I lost so much in a basement flood. So I know a bunch of letters from my mom were in there, but I don't know if our letters were in there. So I will see if I can find them because I used to keep letters in a file cabinet because I was writing to that many people and I'd keep, and our notes in class that we used to pass back and forth. I know I've saved a bunch of them. So, oh, thank you. I have her permission to share. I was going to say I wouldn't share without asking. Oh no, Alan lost his glasses in a mosh pit when he was 17. That I'm sure he didn't get them back, and if he did, they weren't any way that he could wear them. That's oof. Let's see. Mortimer's last was at a Korn concert. Luna's was Smashing Pumpkins. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I'm sure Angela says I have no idea where all mine went. All the times I've moved. That's fair. That is fair. I know I have a box in the basement that is old files that have letters in them. I know I got rid of a bunch when I was in a purge mood, and now I kind of wish that I hadn't. But yeah, I remember having letters from my middle school boyfriend who didn't know how to spell. And he was in school and he said the room smelled like burnt soap and it was BIRNTSOPE. And I just thought that was so funny and cute at the same time. So I probably still have those letters because they were funny. And getting someone to profess their love to you from in-school suspension. I mean, how much more middle school does that get? Let's see. Kyler says, oh, last week Metallica, we broke records here in Virginia. Really? I want to hear more about that. That must have been fun. Broke records for the biggest mosh pit, the longest lasting mosh pit, the most amount of glasses broken. Do tell, do tell. I want to hear this story. And who were they playing with? I knew they were coming around with it wasn't Suicidal Tendencies, was it? Because that's who I saw Metallica with back in '94. It was with Suicidal Tendencies and Danzig. And that was a fun show. But yeah, I can't even remember the last time because I would go in with, I know, Mortimer, ooh, Metallica, yeah. We always talk about the time frame. But yeah, see, now my train just crashed. You distracted me with your ooh. I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, I remember being at one festival show and I was in the middle of the pit and got you did not get dismissed more. Got all it was getting closed in and this hand just came and ripped me out of it. And it was my friend that was there, because it was getting really intense in there and with a lot bigger people than me. So I was like, thank you, because I would have gotten smooshed. Yes, agreed, Luna. I like Gold Metallica, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Garage, Garage Days, Garage Incorporated, having a brain fart, Justice for All, like all the older stuff I really like. And then, the Black Album was kind of the beginning of the transition. Load, they kind of like opened up the CD case and dropped the load in it and sold it, then reload, did it again. Um, I have like the S&M CD because I was just keeping it as a collection, but then it kind of got to where I just didn't buy their stuff anymore. Um, Aha, it was Suicidal Tendencies and Pantera. That's who else was with them. I knew it was somebody else. 60,000 people. We registered as a small earthquake. I heard about that. That's crazy. Okay, and yeah, you didn't buy anything after the Black Album. Yeah, because and it wasn't even the haircuts. It was the change, and that's their right. Like you can change your musical style if you want to. You're in charge of your band. But I do really like their old stuff still. Um, so yeah, what were we talking about before that? I forget. I don't remember. It's that kind of week, guys. The brain, see, perimenopause brain fog is for real. Like it gets scary sometimes when I'm seriously just like standing there trying to recapture the thought that brought me into the room. Like what did I come in here for? As I'm speaking, my dryer is spinning the same clothes for like the fifth time because I keep forgetting to take them out of it and then they get all wrinkled again. So once I'm done this podcast, I have to get my shit out of the dryer because I'm gonna have Barbie clothes pretty soon if I like run it through the dryer again. Um, so yeah. I forget what else I was going to tell you about. Does anybody have any Memorial Day weekend plans? That's coming up soon. Um, Summer's going to be here real soon too. This time next week, I'll be getting ready for my older daughter's graduation from college, which is crazy. It's like cuckoo bananas, but super duper proud. She's got a degree in animation, so I can't wait to see where that takes her. I really, really hope she can get a job, to use her degree and be successful. So she got she had her art show last week. It was Friday, and they had her demo playing and her capstone, her senior thesis. And they had like a whole art gallery set up. So it was, all the seniors and everything, all their projects. But it was really cool to see her stuff like hanging on the wall and her little 3D print guy. It was Tuxedo Man, and stuff like that. And her professor said she's very talented and she's a good listener. And I was like, my kid. We talked about the same kid. But no, I was super duper proud. And she got an A on both. So proud mama, very proud mama. Um, so Luna, she does both. She draws and does digital. These days it's more digital, but she definitely still does drawing. Um, Part of her demo was Flipnote, like animation she made years ago, which was hysterical. So just seeing like the little thing, but that's been really fun watching her art evolve over the years. She's super duper talented. So I'm really proud. Proud of all of my kids. I got great kids. So it's great being able to watch when someone has a talent and they nurture it and get to watch it grow. So that's been really cool. And I know animation's a tough field to get into. Like anything in the arts is tough. So hopefully, when her teacher said that he can help, with a referral or, job placement, I'm like, yes. let's help her with that, please. So we'll see. Luna says, Awesome. I don't do much drawing digital. At least I haven't learned that just on paper or photography. That's awesome though. Like anywhere you can do it. Like I'm a doodler. I don't really like I'm not good at drawing. Like I have kind of my limitations. And I'm sure if I practiced it, I could get better. I just haven't really gotten into it the way that she has, which is um her whole world, which is wonderful. But my dad's a published cartoonist, so there's definitely, there's genes there. So that's cool. Mortimer says, I'm great at playing a mask killer or monster. Yeah, you are. You are super talented with the special effects. Like, if you guys don't follow him online and haven't seen what he does with latex and makeup, it's awesome. Super duper talented. So I love seeing your work too. Um, but yeah, I forget why I even went down this path. See, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna have to start making notes, but then I'd forget where I put my notes. That's what happens there. I'm so great at making lists to go to the store, and then I go to the store and I forgot my list. So now I take a picture of my list on my phone, but then I'll go to open my phone to look at the list, and then I check Facebook. Or I like message somebody and I forget to look at the picture. It's crazy. Oh, you know what? I named this episode Self Care, didn't I? Because we were going to talk about self care. 40 minutes into it, dumbass. You remember what you were going to talk about. So I had acupuncture today. That was the picture that I used for the thumbnail, which is definitely one of the things I do for self care. It absolutely helps with pain management, with relaxation. So if you haven't tried it and you have been curious about it, I say give it a shot because it absolutely changed my life over 10 years ago when I was in constant pain, and it took the pain away when nothing else would. And when I mean nothing else, I mean, you guys have probably heard me tell this story before. I think I went to 3 primary care doctors, 2 or 3 gynecologists. I went to a neurologist. I went to a sports medicine doctor. I went to a GI doctor. I went to an osteopath. I went to, trying to think, but they did blood work. They did, we're going to poke your, because it was abdominal pain. We're going to, does this hurt? Blah, blah, blah. I had multiple ultrasounds. I had CAT scans. I had an endoscopy. I had a colonoscopy. I had exploratory surgery. And they all said, everything's normal. I said, well, good. Then I need a lobotomy because I'm still in fucking pain. And it was achy pain 24/7 that every once in a while felt like a knife was stabbing me. And a couple times I wound up on the floor in the hallway because just out of nowhere, just, So I went, my friend's like, have you tried acupuncture? I'm like, I haven't, but right now I'd go to the vet. Like anybody that could help me, I will go see. So within 10 minutes, he says, you have tendonitis in your hip flexor. So he did acupuncture, and the first appointment took the edge off. And by the 4th appointment, I was going once a week. The pain was gone. And after constant pain for 6 years, having no pain was like a freaking miracle. So now I go like once a month for maintenance, but he's helped me with, back pain, with hip pain, with ankle pain, with knee pain, with headaches, with, I'm so grateful. He was at my wedding. Like I've never invited a doctor to a wedding, but I've had to. But I've never seen anybody invite their doctor to their wedding before. But that's how much this man means to me. So if you've been curious about acupuncture, give it a shot for serious because it absolutely has made my life a lot more positive as far as pain management and stuff like that goes and relaxation. Sometimes I will snort myself awake because they put the needles in and then they let you bake for 20 minutes, half an hour or something. You just lay there listening to music. And I can't listen to David Gray now outside of acupuncture because it's like Pavlov and I'll fall asleep. But I listen to all kinds of stuff. He'll put on whatever, but I'll be laying there and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I fell asleep. Like, and I start myself awake. So it's just a very wonderful treatment for all kinds of things. Um, let's see. Mortimer says, for self care lately, I play as Jason offline in the Friday the 13th game and take out counselors. That works. And Lizzie says, if you're scared of needles, there are places that will do it with electricity and it still works the same. I did not know that. That's really cool. And that's the other thing about acupuncture needles is they're very thin. So most, like 99% of the time, I don't feel it. If it hits somewhere that's like really, 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 really tight, sometimes I'll get a zinger, I call it, and it's just like, and then it goes away, you know. But it's not like people are like, oh my God, how can you put needles in it? It's not, it doesn't feel like you're getting nailed. You know what I mean? Now that's therapy. Now it doesn't feel like they're sticking nails in you. They're very, very thin. And yes, I agree with you, cuz that art is self-care. It absolutely is. And I need to make more time for those kinds of things. I want to learn how to do makeup better. I want to learn how to paint better, or, like start my book after this part of my life. Uh, you guys, most of you know my good friend Johnny, he suggested Life After Go Go as like a sequel. And I would love to write that. I just need to sit down and make the time to do it. Um, let's see here. I have used a TENS unit. I have a TENS unit. Um, I'm not sure how the electric acupuncture would be compared to a TENS unit. I would be interested in finding out. Cody has electric shock on his lower back, and it's definitely an experience. Is that a good experience, or are you like recreating that old movie Shocker? Like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Let's see. Mortimer holds up a picture of Pinhead from Hellraiser, right? That's so funny. And Lizzie says it's more like a small stylus that delivers a focused shock, so they're still stimulating that precise point. Interesting. That is I would like to try that, I think. Um, yep. And Angela says that's the hardest part, making the time. Absolutely. And that's the thing with most self care. Even if it's taking a bath, it's like, okay, well, that's going to take a lot longer than getting a shower. So, like you can talk yourself out of it. And it's taking a bath. It's not like a big deal, but it's just something that, is more involved than your usual routine. And that's why you need to make the time for self care. It can be because people hear self care and they think, oh, massages and mani pedis and things that cost money. Self care is sitting out on the deck, drinking a cup of coffee and journaling, like I did on Mother's Day. Didn't cost me anything, except the coffee that I bought at the supermarket. So we need to stop talking ourselves out of doing things that are good for us. Because for some reason, a lot of people are good at doing that, myself included. So aside from, like the acupuncture thing, what are some of the things that you guys like to do for self-care? Mortimer said about, all right, Luna, I see it. About, like dressing up and being a monster and playing video games. Playing video games is self-care, man. It's a way to relax. And you know what else makes me feel good and is self-care? Tatiana, baby. Cheers. If you're new to watching this program, listening to this program, if the word Tatiana is said, that means you have to take a drink of whatever you're drinking. It could be alcohol, it could be non-alcohol. We don't judge whatever is your beverage of choice. Tatiana means take a drink. Thank you for that, Luna. That was awesome. Cody says, it's not bad, but it's weird feeling at first. But when I had it, I could barely walk to the bathroom by myself. And that was in physical therapy. That's not good. That's not, yeah, that's, you got to be able to walk to the bathroom. Sheesh. Luna does video games and edibles. And Lizzie's big on naps. Love me a good nap. I need to make sure, like, I never let myself nap because I'm always afraid I'm going to oversleep and miss whatever I need to do. But I need to get out of that mindset because there is nothing like a good nap. I agree with you there. And Mortimer says also helps. It's Jason, helps me getting into character development for the Legend of Bloody Bones. I bet it does. And you've got so many cool characters for Legend of Bloody Bones, and I'm so excited to see it. I can't wait. And then I can't wait for the sequel, which is going to be awesome too. But that's like definitely something that I've been enjoying this past year is being in films like Curse of the Ghostwriter. I cannot wait to see that final production when that comes together. It's super exciting. Metal Earth is like just growing and becoming more massive and phenomenal. And as in Delco the movie, I really hope that I'm not on the cutting room floor of Power of Positive Murder, which will be coming out, the Troma film. There was another one I did a scene for, but I never heard anything about, so I'm not going to say anything about that one. But Red Huntress is, I cannot wait for episode 4, which we should be filming soon. Let me know the dates, please, Keith. Super excited to go film episode 4. So that's going to be awesome. And just so many fun projects. Like, that is definitely self-care because you are having fun. You are enjoying life. You're raising your vibration. And that's really essentially what self-care is. So whatever you do that helps you feel better and feel that way and feel alive, make the time to do it. It's very important. Oh, Cody, my L4 and L5 are slowly deteriorating away. So that's the area of my back that I broke in high school. I broke a vertebrae down there. And now I have degenerative disc disease in my neck. It's like C6 and 7, I think. I got to see my MRI images on Monday, and the one was like of the base of my skull, but it was like you could see my skull and then my brain, and there was like all this space. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, that's supposed to be there, right? Like, am I that empty headed? Like, what is going? He's like, no, it's supposed to be like that. I'm like, okay, I'm making sure my brain's not shrinking. Freaking perimenopause. But it was really cool seeing those images. That was awesome. Angela says, part of my self-care is editing photos. Grant got me hooked on a game recently, also going to White Sands. Awesome. That is so cool. And Lizzie's asking Luna what kind of video games. So let's see. She said Assassin's Creed series and playing Shadows, which is based in Japan. That is cool. Everybody say goodnight to Kyler. Love you. Get good rest. I hope you have a better day tomorrow, sweetie. Let's see here. Yes, I'm excited to see my movies too. Angela, when Delco the movie streams, I'll let you know where you can watch it. Because there's a couple scenes I'm in that, which is really fun. But yeah, I actually uploaded some pictures because I got all these photos printed to sell at the Comic-Con next month that has now been canceled. So I will be uploading photos to my website. If you know anyone who would like a signed photo, check them out. I'm going to have to add more than I was going to charge at the con just because of postage. But, like if you know anybody, there's some from, there's one from Red Huntress that Keith gave me permission to sell. There's a couple from Power of Positive Murder, and I'll ask Johnny because one's me and him, so we'll work out how we want to do that one. There's one that Angela took that she told me I could sell a while ago. So that's cool. In fact, you know what? Because I have that one. Da, 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 da. Let's say this is Angela's photography. How badass is that? My cousin's awesome. So if you know anybody that wants photos, I will be selling them soon on learnedingogo.com. So we have 5 minutes left. You guys want to continue this, or do you want to pick a page? Let me know in the comments what you would like to do with our remaining time together. This has been fun. I love talking to you guys. Definitely makes me happy. Yay, Mortimer says getting one of me is next for sure. I cannot wait to see how you create the character for me to play for you. Like, I'm just super excited. I'm super excited to play Nyx. It's going to be awesome. And I need to film a few more scenes for Curse of the Ghostwriter, which I'm super excited about. That cast is just like getting like, ah. All right. So, okay, we're getting pick a page. Pick a page. All right. You ordered a signed version of that one. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Do you still have your photography page, cuz, or are you like not really pushing that right now? Luna was asking. But good night, Lucy. Everybody say good night. Love you. Thank you for hopping on. And Lizzie pick a page. So if you missed the show last week, normally we pick a page with my book, but I introduced a new book called The Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices by Brenda Love. I didn't give Brenda her credit last week. So we have, what did I say, between 1 and 300? Pick a number between 1 and 300. So yes, I wish that you lived closer to photographs of the movie looks too. And absolutely, you guys should connect. Okay, yes. Between the Smiles photo is her page, Luna. I just wanted to make sure it was still up and running before I told you, and then it wasn't there anymore. So, all right, Lizzie picked 125. She came in first. So, page 125 of the Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices is... Okay. I think I have to start with one. Well, no. We can just skip to dildos, I guess. Oh, you know what? This is a whole... Okay, this is an entire thing on genital and anal inserts. So we're going from Benoit balls, which starts on 124, and Benoit balls don't produce any type of special sensation, and worse yet, can fall out when you walk. Okay, I didn't know that was a hazard of Benoit balls. Women who leave them inside the vagina during intercourse say they derive pleasure this way. The original or more authentic Benoit balls were constructed differently, with one having a hollow center containing mercury. Jesus. That resonated with movement. Others acted as bells to add music to the sex act. Can you imagine? Dun 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 dun. Stop it. What? Who would put bells in there? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Da, da, da. It is usually difficult for women to have an orgasm without any form of clitoral stimulus. Therefore, it is doubtful the balls are adequate in themselves. I don't know that that's an entirely true statement. All right, so Luna has picked 137. Well, I'm finding 137. Everyone go follow Between the Smiles photo on Instagram. Dun, 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 dun. That's your homework while I find... Really? There's a... Okay, so this book is kind of odd. It goes from ice to illegal sex on page 137. Ice is used to enhance tactile stimulation, confuse, or surprise the partner. Surprise, I got ice. Delay orgasm, as a catheter, a light form of torture, or a first aid for mild burns. I guess maybe if your candle wax play got out of control, then you bring in the ice, let's say. Ice can be run along the body at any time, but is especially effective during bondage or massage. A few heavy S&M participants will blindfold their partner, telling them they are going to brand or burn them, and instead use ice. The initial sensations are very similar. They also alternate heat and cold for added intensity. There you go. All right. And let's see. It's a form of self-care. was that? I think that might have been in response to one of the things I'm reading here. Okay. Angela picked 50. Candalism. Candalism refers to a group of 3 people where only 2 of them engage in sex and the other watches. Okay, so it's kind of like a cuck then, right? Like voyeurism? Sometimes they watch from a closet. In early 20th century France, men would take their wives to brothels to watch special stage shows where a cast of prostitutes acted out a performance. Females playing the roles of men were artificial phalli. That's in quotes. Afterwards, men would persuade their wives to have sex with another male customer while they watched. Those who didn't have obliging mates would often resort to befriending a gentleman and offering to pay for a prostitute of his choosing in exchange for being permitted to watch. Okay. I've never heard the condalism word before, but let's see here. Mortimer says, or a good old-fashioned Dickens or a Frosty. That's my junk man. And Lizzie says, fun. We should see if those still exist. Is that for the jingle balls or is that for something else? Because I'm sure that ice still exists, and I'm sure that people will still pay a prostitute to let them watch. Let's see. Is that the last page? Cool. Well, we'll save more for a later date because there's all these pages of things. See, the thing with this book is some of them have really long explanations, so I'm kind of just skimming, But I thought it would be fun. I'm still need to find my serial killer book. I don't know where that wound up. So hopefully I still have it. If not, I found it for sale on Poshmark, strangely enough. I thought that was just for clothes, but clothes and serial killers. Who knew? Lizzie. Okay, the prostitute shows. I'm imagining a fancy theater situation. Exactly, like Moulin Rouge, kind of like those kind of outfits. That's what I picture anyway, like a kind of interview with the vampire kind of energy going on. That kind of like fancy schmancy. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, so that is what we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for hopping on here with me. Thank you for putting up with my freaking brain fog, perimenopause brain that doesn't know what the hell's going on half the time. But you know what? I'm having fun anyway, so I'm glad you are too. But if you guys think of anything that you would like for me to cover, any ideas of topics that we can talk about, if you can think of any, just let me know. Let me know anything that if you read my book and you want to talk about some of the material in here, I'm thrilled to talk about it. So definitely let me know that. You guys know where to get in touch with me, but if you're listening and you don't, you can follow my social media or you can email me at Sydnee@learnedingogo.com or SydneeAuthor@gmail. Either one of those works. And I'm so glad you guys got to hop on tonight. Yes, thank you, Angela. Love you. She's saying bye to everybody. Love you, Luna. Love you, Mortimer. Love you, Lizzie. I don't know what your little Lizzie's sharing her boxes. But it was so much fun to hop on here with you guys tonight, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. And just remember, when life comes at you, you got to take your problems head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from the world, but everybody else just sees a big ass. Love you.